Hello comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. This fella's your host, Bill Miller. Super excited today. This is part 2 of our first ever CGC unboxing. Now before we begin, I want to encourage you, rascals and rascalettes, to smash that subscribe button and to hit the notification bell. That way you'll be alerted as soon as I drop new hot content. So, before we get into this box, let me give a quick disclaimer. So about 15 to 20 years ago, I did submit 6 books through a local LCS. I think back then there were only a handful of approved CGC licensees or vendors or whatever you'd call them. And you had to submit things through them. You couldn't get your own account or membership with CGC back then. So this is the first time I've ever sent them in directly to CGC and gotten them back. We already did part 1. If you haven't seen that, I encourage you to do so. And now we're ready for part 2. This will consist of 7 books. Most of them are going to be lower grades. The beautiful Mrs. Musings has gone through, taped up the grades so we can find out together. And then of course she sealed the box again. I'm not sure why she did that. I guess she doesn't trust me. But I haven't seen them, so you'll find out when I find out. And before we sent them in, both Mrs. Musings and I guessed what the grades would be on these books. They've all been pressed and cleaned. And before we reveal each one, I'll let you know what our predictions were. So here is the box. And we have our trusty cutter of said box. And so let's, in true unboxing style, get this rascal open. All right. I think we got it just about. There we go. And our books. So let's start. Okay. So we have Marvel Spotlight number 5. This one was in really bad shape, and surprise, it's still in bad shape. I got this, and it definitely had some extensive water damage. Just really rough condition. I predicted 1.0 to 1.8, kind of hedging my bets with the range. Mrs. Musings predicted a 1.0. So that's the front, there's the back. Let's get some good looks at that. Definitely some heavy staining from water damage. Spine ticks galore. Cover loss on the lower corner there. And I got this from OfferUp. So let's find out what we've got. Okay, we got a 1. 1.5. All right, I'll take that. And I'm going to say, even though I used a range, that I beat Mrs. Musings on that one. So 1.5. Very cool. Very excited about that. Hopefully, I can get a Spotlight number 5 in a higher grade, but we'll see. At least I can now say that I have one. Now, are any of these restored, incomplete? I do not know that either. I have not checked any grades. That way it would be a surprise to everyone. Tomb of Dracula number 1. That is our next contestant. So let's take a look at this guy. All right, sorry about that, but the phone just cut out on me. Fortunately, we haven't lost anything. No element of surprise, but Tomb of Dracula #1, the front, and there's the back. I got this along with the ASM 300 from, I believe it was OfferUp as well, from a guy that cleans out houses many months ago. So it's a nice condition. Definitely some stress marks on the spine, a couple color breaking. Not the best wrap. On the back, some very light staining. Right there, you can see it right there. So for this one, I predicted 5.0 to 6.0, and the boss predicted a 6.0. So let's see what we've got. Ooh, boy. I'll take that. 8.0. That is fantastic, with off-white to white pages. Wonderful. I got to tell you, these predictions were made prior to a cleaning and a pressing. And it really is tough to tell, especially on the cleaning part with some of these older books, how much they'll clean up. But very excited about that. Tomb of Dracula #1, 8.0. All right, 2 down, 5 to go. I don't see any green or purple labels thus far, so that's always good. This is Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. #12. Absolutely beautiful pop art cover by Jim Steranko. This I've had for years and years and years. 20 plus years probably. So there's the back. Looks nice and clean. The front, we got some rounded corners on all 4 to a certain extent, some worse for wear than others. A couple color breaking spine ticks. But aside from that, doesn't look too bad. So let's see, what did we predict on this? I predicted a 7.5 to an 8.5, and Mrs. Musings predicted an 8.5. So let's see what we've got. Wow, 9.0. Excellent. We'll take it. Very excited about that. So this is from May of 1969. Oh, and that's not Steranko, by the way. That's Barry Windsor Smith on the cover art. And Barry Windsor Smith and Sid Green on the interior art. And the story is by Steve Parkhouse. So very cool. 9.0 white pages. Now, we're both very conservative graders just by nature. Mrs. Musing studied a lot of grading since she's met me, and she's pretty conservative as well. Now we have Conan the Barbarian #1. So let's take a look-see at that guy. All right. On the back cover looks good. You can see the green there from the overspray when they do that at the distributor. On the front, certainly we have color breaking spine ticks, color breaking crease on the corner right there. Looks to be about a half an inch, maybe even 2/3 of an inch. Rounded corners, all four, particularly on the bottom. So what did we predict for this guy? I predicted a 6.0 to a 7.0, and Mrs. Musings predicted a 7.0. So let's see who was right. Wow, 8.5. Incredible. Incredible. That's very surprising. I can tell you, I mean, just looking at it, so this corner is rounded. We've got some color loss right there, and a little tick right there. We've got some color loss over here, along with about a half inch color breaking crease, which was at one point a dog ear, probably was bent back. We've got a frayed corner there, as well as down there. Spine ticks here in the blue, you can see. Nice and flat. The press certainly helped out a lot. And the back looks pretty good. You can see the overspray. I don't know if they take off for that or not, but that's incredible. That's very surprising to me. I'm certainly not a professional grader, but I probably would have had this at about a 7, 7.5. But I'll take it. 8.5 is wonderful. Very excited about that. 3 more to go. All right. We've got Marvel Spotlight number 7. And I believe that I got this on Electronic Bay sometime mid to late last year. Look who's smiling now. This guy. All right, so the back looks decent. I've seen better. You can see black overspray on the top there, which gets over to the very top of the back as well. I've seen better backs. The white certainly isn't that white. The front looks okay, but that black cover is unforgiving. You can see several color breaking spine ticks along that black. I counted 3 or 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I count 5 there. It's a tiny little crease in this corner right here. This corner is slightly rounded. The bottom corners look pretty sharp. The edge more so than the spine. But let's see what we got for this guy. Number 7. I predicted a 7.5. Mrs. Musings predicted an 8.5. So let's see what we've got. 8.0. All right, so we were right in the middle, or it is right in the middle of our 2 scores. So 8.0 for Ghost Rider, Marvel Spotlight number 7. Very cool. 2 more. The tension is palpable. All right, this is Marvel Spotlight number 6, rounding out the trio. So let's take a look at this guy. Certainly a miswrap, right? You can see there. And you can see on the back, as part of the front cover is visible. But looking at it, the back has it overspray, blue, which goes toward the top. Aside from that, the back looks pretty clean. There's a little bit of dirt right there along toward the spine. On the front, the corners, with the exception of the lower spine side corner here, look pretty sharp. It does have a miswrap, as I mentioned, and there's some color loss along the spine in the bottom. Let's see if we can get that. Well, trust me, right there along the bottom, right on the spine, there's some color loss. So number 6, where are we at? I predicted a 9.2, and Mrs. Musings predicted a 9.0. So let's see which of us is either correct or closest. All right, that's a good sign. 9.2. All right. Yes. Very excited about the higher grade. Even more excited that this guy was right. So awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I am definitely keeping this guy. The other ones, I'm not sure. I'll probably sell them all. We'll see at some point. But this guy I'm holding on to. Super duper excited about that. Very cool. All right, and we have one left. Oh boy, one of my favorite comic books from DC. This is Detective number 400. So it's got some issues, and I'll go over that. Let's start from the bottom. First appearance of Man-Bat. Definitely a key issue, and here is the back. Look at those sweet Hot Wheels. Those are fantastic. All right. So on the back, looks pretty good. There's some slight color loss around the information for the Hot Wheels. And there's some black marks, light black marks here and there. On the front, 3 of the 4 corners are rounded, and there's some small color breaking creases on this corner right here. Let's see if we can get that in there. Can we focus? I think we can see that. Aside from that, there's some color breaking spine ticks, as well as a little bit of paper loss around the top staple. I see a color breaking crease down along the bottom, which goes around the bottom corner, stops, and then comes in for a little portion around here as well. So we'll see. Certainly not without issues, but just a gorgeous looking book. So what did we feel we would get on this one? I predicted a 5.0 to a 6.0, and Mrs. Musings predicted a 6.5. So let's see what we've got. Get my little no nails in there. Oh my goodness, we'll take it. A 7.0. Fantastic. Just wonderful. This I got, oh, so the Ghost Rider number 6 I got from eBay. Let's see. The Conan number 1 I've had for years and years and years. This I'm nearly certain I got from eBay as well. So that is it. Detective Comics number 407.0. Absolutely wonderful. Very excited about that. So we'll run through the grades again real quickly. Tech 400, 7.0, off-white to white pages. And this is the origin and first appearance of Man-Bat, first Robin and Batgirl team-up story in the 400th anniversary issue. And that is a Neil Adams cover. Probably most excited about this one, Marvel Spotlight number 6, 9.2 white pages. Second appearance of Ghost Rider, origin of Ghost Rider retold, and it's a Mike Klug cover. We've got Marvel Spotlight number 7, Mike Klug cover, 8.0 white pages. Conan number 1, origin and first appearance of Conan, first appearance of King Cole and cameo, 8.5 white pages. That one is a stone cold stunner. Nick Fury number 12, Barry Windsor Smith cover, 9.0 with white pages, very exciting. Tomb of Dracula number 1, first appearance of Dracula, Frank Drake and Clifton Graves, 8.0 off-white to white pages, and that is a Neil Adams cover as well. And lastly, we have Marvel Spotlight number 5, origin and first appearance of Ghost Rider Johnny Blaze, first appearance of Roxanne Simpson, Mike Klug cover and art, a 1.5 with off-white pages. So super excited. I love doing that. We'll have to submit some more. It was a great amount of fun. I enjoyed showing them to you. I certainly hope you enjoyed seeing them. If you did, I would again encourage you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be alerted as soon as I release new videos. Thumbs up and comments are always appreciated. And remember, we're taking over the world one comic book at a time.